hard for me learning English because when I came, I was 12 years old and I was trying to make friends the first day of school, and I didn't know anybody and I didn't know English. So I was trying to communicate with myself and I'm not being able to understand what everybody else is saying or just to tell your name to other people. It's just frustrating. And then sitting in a class where you have no idea what the professor or what the teacher is saying, or simply just not being able to ask to go to the restroom and being able to understand what they're telling you is just really frustrating. You have to work twice as hard to learn what everybody else is learning. Since everybody already knows English, you have to learn English and learn the stuff they're learning. And then not being able to have the help you need at home because my mom and my dad they didn't know English either. So when you have a question and you don't know who to go to, you have to wait until you get to school so they can answer your questions, because at home your mom or your dad, they're not able to answer or help you out with your homework.
With the reading and writing, and it was just hard to like practice English at home because I didn't have anyone to help me or like tell me like, oh, you're doing it wrong. And like my sisters were also learning English the same as I was, so we were all just kind of lost, and that was one of the hardest things, getting help. Were not having help at home, definitely that set me back a bit. Bullying, like other students putting me down because of like my accent and like not knowing how to speak English correctly.
The achievement gap is a disparity in academic performance between different groups of students, which is measured by test scores, grades, dropout rates, and the course selection of students. One of the major problems in poor schools is the limited number of teachers and staff who can communicate with these students effectively, especially for core classes. Immigrant students were also found to be concentrated in high poverty schools, troubled by shortages of appropriately trained teachers and instructional materials, and with generally low capacity to educate either native or native-born children.
Since you are kind of behind, you have to make it up for what you're missing. So you have to either be like learning English and be still successful at it. And so you have to kind of teach yourself as you're going, and then like work double, because like the rest of the students, they already know English. You're learning English and still learning the new stuff.
Students in ESL classes are taught with simple reading material, which is not at the level of academic texts students will encounter in higher education courses. ESL students are expected to learn an average of 2,000 words per year, compared to the large number of 10,000 words needed in order to have a chance of understanding an academic text.
In my experience, I have a lot of friends that we were learning English as we went along, but then they decided to they're like, this is too hard, I'm not gonna do it, or I'm having too much trouble doing it, I'm just like not gonna do it. And so I think that's why a lot of people drop out, because they're like, okay, if I can just work, I'm okay with that.